So my husband and I own a men's custom clothing company. Totally different end of the spectrum. So we do high-end men's clothing, and it was going great. I was doing a lot of HR, it started in sales and marketing, and then the bomb of 2020 hit. And I remember sitting in the office and we're like, we're gonna have to close the shop. So we did. At the same time, everyone's forced to stay at home and you're in your yard a lot. That was like the year mosquitoes seemed to show up in California. Everyone was talking about, oh, these mosquitoes, they're so bad. My husband ended up calling a company, looking for a mosquito company, and found someone in Long Beach. So about 35 miles from us, they wouldn't serve Orange County. And we're like, wow, gosh, like there's 3.5 million people in this county and they wouldn't come out to see us. And so we started looking into this opportunity. I think we saw a need that for sure wasn't being filled. A lot of the great authority brands, the businesses are consistent needs. And so getting in something that isn't gonna go somewhere, it's not a fad, that was important to us, I guess. And we felt like there was some staying power and we had the market to support it. So we started walking down the path with Mosquito Squad. We liked the people at Mosquito Squad, we liked the branding. So we sort of started thinking, hey, we'll do this as a way to diversify. Like if our clothing business doesn't rebound, this might be kind of our next step. I went to training in March of 2021 and he was supposed to go 2 weeks later. And he didn't end up going to training. So now really he runs our clothing business called Bespoke and I run Mosquito Squad.
My partner and I, we had started up a company back in 2011. We spent, we'll call it a lot of years building that company up. We got it up to about 25 million. I was sitting at that point where my kids were all at a certain age and I was realizing that life was going by pretty quick and I wasn't seeing them that much. And so we ended up selling the business, made that lifestyle change to try making things, so we could spend more time together. And we moved out to the Valley and for the first time recognized that there was actually mosquitoes in Los Angeles. I never even knew we had mosquitoes until one day when my kids refused to go outside and I was out there barbecuing and they're like, no, we're just going to get eaten up. And I just was like going, you got to be kidding me. There's got to be some way to get rid of this. And so I did a bunch of research, came across Mosquito Squad from Chicago. And from that point, I did realize that there was, a way for us to actually bring this out to Los Angeles. So I bought a franchise and from there, it's been just an incredible ride. When you start up from scratch, it's a long road to home. And I knew that with where I was with my family, that I wanted something that was going to allow me to still do what I love to do, which is create business, build teams. The passion that I get from being able to do that sort of thing is what drives me. And so I was looking for some way to basically have a recipe, be able to say, okay, hey, this gives me, the foundations that allow me to kind of be able to execute this in an easier way so that we can kind of grow this thing. This was the first business that hit at a level that affected who I am as a person over time. I didn't realize this when I, came into it, but probably about 1.5 years after I started this business, my mom, she'd been married. She, luckily enough, found a super special person she was with for 30 years. And of all things, God, it's so strange, passed away from West Nile. And it just seemed crazy. For me, that has also changed part of how we go about things for our customers because, you just know at the end of the day that, what you're doing has such an impact that may not even ever be known to the customer. But you know it, and that delivers a lot to you as a person. It's like food for the soul.